My name's Oatmeal, and I'm here with another video. And I just want to review the Geek and Gamers video by Jeremy. He's talking about how bringing back the Emperor ruins the story arc of Darth Vader, because, you know, he redeemed himself by killing the Emperor. I disagree, because I think that it's possible to try your best to kill the Emperor, or to kill the enemy, and you are a hero. You redeem yourself as Darth Vader. You become Anakin Skywalker, and you go to Jedi heaven, and you become a force ghost, and things are good because you did your best. But in life, you never know when things are gonna come back. Like, evil comes back. But does that mean that there were no heroes in the past? Because, like, bad guys come back. Or if you're playing some kind of sport, like basketball, for example, and Michael Jordan, you know, beats somebody and wins the NBA Finals, but then the next year they beat him back, does that mean Michael Jordan's not the greatest? You know, when he came back on the Wizards, does that mean Michael Jordan just totally destroyed himself because he started losing later on? Yeah, I don't know about that, but, you know, it's just, we all want a fairy tale end. Like, you know, we want everything to be peaceful and simple and happily ever after kind of thing, especially for Darth Vader saving the day. But in life, it's not always that simple, and there's always like 50 shades of gray, of mystery. It's just, you know, you never know what's gonna happen. I like the sentiment of that, and maybe that's not what's gonna happen in the next Star Wars movie, The Rise of Skywalker. But, you know, I don't know. Here's what he says.
You know, we go to black, and you know, we hear Palpatine's laugh. And we go to the title card of Rise of Skywalker. Now, my big problem with this is, if you are going to bring Palpatine back, if
bring
you
him back in style,
you are destroying Darth Vader's arc.
Maybe
Have retconned Darth Vader's arc, because everything about Vader is built upon what he did to Palpatine, because he redeemed himself.
But yeah, but he was just trying his best to redeem himself. But maybe he didn't know that, or maybe he just forgot about that story that he told him, you know, in episode 3, that maybe he knows how to, like, bring himself back to life, which he learned from Darth Plagueis, right? I mean, just because Darth Vader threw him down a hole, you know, what else was he supposed to do? He was already dying somehow, and then he died, and he became one with the Force, just like Obi-Wan Kenobi. So, I mean, the man did pretty well, and he was already in that tough little situation where he didn't know what to do, but he did the right thing, just barely hanging on there. He just barely did the right thing, right? But, like, what did he want him to do? I mean, if the Emperor had a way to survive, just like Darth Maul survived, you know, if Darth Maul can do it, you think the Emperor couldn't do it? Couldn't have a force field to protect himself and part of the Death Star? You know, like, if he couldn't do it, then, you know, Darth Vader wouldn't be able to do it. You think Darth Vader is more powerful than the Emperor? But, I mean, what did you expect for Darth Vader to do? Like, jump in the hole and make sure that he was completely dead, like he's some kind of Gandalf the White, jumping in the hole, trying to kill a dragon in Lord of the Rings?
Because he killed Palpatine.
He tried to kill Palpatine, but you know, you try your best, but sometimes in life you just fail, and that's unfortunate. But you know, you can't always kill everybody. You know, but does that make you a failure? Maybe, but at least you tried, right? I don't want to just give everybody a big star for, you know, like A for effort, but I think Darth Vader did a pretty good job. And if the Emperor came back sometime, I mean somehow, like, I wouldn't blame Darth Vader. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, your story arc is ruined. I'd be like, wow, this Emperor dude is like 10 times worse than we could even imagine, because as bad and as cool as Darth Vader was, he still failed at trying to defeat the Emperor because the Emperor was too powerful. I mean, there was a reason why Darth Vader never went after the Emperor in the first place, because he wasn't powerful. And he even tried, according to like the legends or some of the books or some of the comics, some of the other stories, you may see Darth Vader trying to take him on and defeat the Emperor, like in the video games, like The Force Unleashed, and he has like an apprentice, and he goes and he tries to take down the Emperor, but he fails. And there's a reason for that. It's because the Emperor is a badass, and he's just amazing, and you can't just pick him up and throw him over. I mean, I guess that's what happened in Return of the Jedi, but what do you expect?
And if you're going to bring Palpatine back in alive, then you've ruined Darth Vader's arc.
Unless if there's more to the story than that.
Again, I'm not sold that he's alive, but I'm concerned that he could be alive. And again, if he's alive, you're ruining the greatest villain in the history of movies, his arc. You've ruined his arc because it completely retcons it.
You might be ruining Darth Vader a little bit, but you're not ruining the Emperor, and that's the more important part. And they're trying to redeem themselves after The Last Jedi. So what do you expect? What do you want? I mean, because they're trying to save their butts. They're trying to get their fan base back. And what is Disney gonna do but try to bring back the only villain greater than Darth Vader would be the Emperor. So if you have to kind of diss on Darth Vader just to bring back the Emperor, then so be it. That's their attitude. I probably wouldn't do it. I mean, I would do it. I mean, at least the younger part of me would. When I was younger, a little pebble of an oatmeal, I probably would. Right now, I'm not really sure what I would do as a storyteller. I'm not really sure what George Lucas would do.
Now, if Palpatine is a Force ghost, a dark user, what? Why?
Well, I mean, why? Because some people say that if the good guys can do it, if Obi-Wan can do it, if Yoda can do it, then why can't the bad guys do it too? Well, I mean, I think I've heard some people say, well, only the good Force, the light side of the light side users only they can use it, only they can turn into Force ghosts, and that the dark side can't because they're too dark or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, what their reasoning behind it was, but I guess some people don't like that idea and they think it's not possible. I would say probably not, because if it was possible, then you'd probably see a lot more Siths running around, because wouldn't they be terrorizing people a lot more if they were able to run around as ghosts? So therefore, they probably don't know how to do it, or they're probably not able to do it. However, I would love to see a Sith ghost, because it's scary.
Like, it just doesn't make sense. This whole trilogy is so jacked up. It's so ass backwards. But those are the two options, I guess, unless it's going to be a flashback. You know what I mean?
Could be a flashback.
A recording or something, which I guess it could be. We're looking at the Death Star 2. Maybe it could be a recording. I'm going to leave that option open. But I'm just saying, if Palpatine is back and he is alive, it will ruin
Could
Darth
be a
Vader's
clone.
arc. It will ruin.
What if it's a clone?
Everything. Now they've already
most
done
likely
enough
a
damage
clone
to Return of the Jedi with the ending of that movie with this sequel trilogy. I guess you'd want to go ahead and just twist that knife all the way through.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's basically what's going to happen. So
probably.
I mean, there's a lot more to talk about this trailer, but that specifically right there is that's what bothers me the most, is that concern right there. I'm going to talk more about this trailer. We're going to break certain aspects of it down now that I've actually gotten time to actually dive deeper into this.
Good. It's interesting. It's believable. I will have to just watch it and find out. Coming out in December 2019, and it'll be really interesting, to say the least. And I hope it's a really good story, and I hope it's a little bit better than The Last Jedi.